Hey everybody, hope you're doing great today. This is Paul. Before I start into the subject for today's video, I wanted to let you know I did get my Ohio mortgage originator license. So basically, if you are a buyer of owner-occupied residential home or an investor who needs a mortgage for a 1 through 4 unit property anywhere in Ohio, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to help you out with that. We can talk about what your needs are, what your goals are, see if the programs that we offer can help you buy a home or invest in real estate. I'd be happy to help. So in today's video, I want to talk about a recent property I just purchased. And with the lessons that I learned, I'm going to share with you basically some steps to deal with contractors in this video in particular. Now, I will be doing this as a series for a couple of videos. Basically, I purchased a property where we're doing a fix and flip on it. Purchased the property at auction, and I've already started the process of tearing down everything on the inside, basically stripping the drywall, stripping old fixtures, removing old bathroom fixtures, and we're going to redo the house and then ultimately sell it. So my time frame for this is hopefully to do it within a couple of months, just to take advantage of the spring home selling season here in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I did purchase this property in January of 2026, managed to close pretty quick. I was expecting it to take at least 2 to 3 weeks. But the sellers were ready to do it right away. There were some health issues going on with the sellers, so they wanted to do it quick. We managed to close literally within a couple of days. Title company was already ready to go. So as soon as I put all the payments down, signed my paperwork, the seller signed their paperwork, and within literally 4 or 5 days since winning the auction, managed to close on the property. So in the later videos, I will be showing you a little more on the financial aspects of it, how much we spend on that, how much we're spending on the rehab, and then how much we sell the property for. So for this particular video, I just want to talk about dealing with contractors. Now, even though this perspective is going to be about the rehab process that I'm going to be dealing with, but this also applies generally to anybody dealing with contractors. So if you own an existing home and you're doing a rehab, a remodel, whatnot, knowing how to deal with contractors is important. Finding trustworthy contractors is always important too. So just to start with that, trustworthy contractors, talk to your circle of friends, people that you know, your coworkers, ask them who they've used in the past, and have they been successful? Have they done a good job? This is not something that a contractor came in, did the work, did a very poor job, or only did part of the work, took all the money, and never came back. So online reviews are a good way to evaluate contractors, to vet them, go through their reviews, see if they have pictures up there. But a lot of times with these contractors is they're fly by night. So suddenly they're working today, they find better opportunity somewhere else, maybe a different city, so they'll leave, may not be working here anymore. So a lot of times they don't have the chance or the opportunity to build up a review, or they're not asking for reviews, nobody's really providing reviews. So that kind of falls by the wayside. So in that case, you do need to use word of mouth in order to find these contractors, especially if you have friends and family who've gone through the process. You've been in their house, ask them, say, hey, can I take a look at the work that they did? Let's say you're doing a bathroom remodel and your brother-in-law happened to have a bathroom remodel done as well too. Go ahead, take a look at the product, take a look at the service that they provided, the updates that were done. Does it look good to you? Is the brother-in-law happy with the process? Did everything go smoothly for them? So that's one way to judge from these contractors. Now, obviously, one review from one person you know is good, but if you can get more reviews, that's going to be even better. So these contractors need to do their jobs in order. So in my particular case, I'm going through a rehab where we're basically starting from scratch. We're tearing everything down, and then we're going to go from the ground up. New flooring, new walls, paint, new appliances, new cabinetry, new bathroom fixtures, new lighting fixtures, so pretty much everything. So even on a small scale project, let's say you're just redoing a kitchen. So I've had an example in the past where I had a client who purchased a house, same type of thing, was doing a brand new rehab, completely gutting the house, building it up new. And the contractor he hired was not too far away. I would say maybe an hour drive, which is a little far for a general contractor. So that person was managing the overall project as well as doing some work. So this owner of the property, they lived in California. So they were a remote investor, and that kind of put them at a disadvantage. They didn't really have anybody there representing their best interest. So ideally, you need to be, whether you're working on a fix and flip or you're having some work done on your own property, you need to be on site walking through and checking out things on a day-to-day basis. This owner, being in California, could not do that, so they had to rely on this general contractor, whom they hired, looked like a competent, qualified contractor, but ended up doing some mistakes in there that caused the owner some problems. Basically, he was setting that property up as a college rental for college students, had some students lined up for August of that particular year, ended up not being able to rent to them because nothing was really done. Things were done out of order, and then literally had to wait an entire year before he could get residents in there who were paying rent. So one of the biggest mistakes that I noticed in there later on, after the fact that there was some issues going on, he asked me to come take a look, see what's going on, send him some pictures and some feedback. So I did go in there, and then, one of the first things I noticed is that this general contractor had authorized the flooring people to go ahead and put the floor down before anything else was done. So brand new flooring was put down, the drywall wasn't done, they still needed to cut some cabinetry, they needed to frame up the doors properly, and painting as well too. So with the drywall, you have to put the drywall up, you have to do mudding, you have to do sanding, and that creates a lot of dust, a lot of dirt. And even though these installers of the floor put some paper on top, it was pretty thin paper, and what inevitably ends up happening is as contractors are walking through, things fall, they're walking around, they're tearing up the paper, they're dropping tools. So the floor got pretty banged up before anything else was done. So by the time the walls were done, the paint was done, the floors were not in good shape. And being these kind of disposable LVP type, it's not like a hardwood where you can go and sand it, refinish it, and you're good to go. Some of the flooring had to be replaced. Luckily, it was still something in stock, but there was enough damage that he had to hire another contractor to go through and fix the issues over there. So let's say you're remodeling a kitchen. So with that, you want the contractor to go through and do things in order. Similarly, like this example of my client, you don't want the contractor going and tearing everything out and then say, okay, let's put the brand new flooring in right now. Hey, before any cabinets were put in, and let's say, for example, you decide to tear down the walls, you take out the old plaster, take out the old drywall, maybe you're changing the shape of the kitchen, put down brand new flooring, and then you put up that drywall and do everything else. They're tracking through with heavy tools, they're bringing in cabinets and whatnot, things are getting dropped, you're going to damage that floor, it's going to cause issues. So your contractor needs to be going in order and doing things. So now if you've got an existing floor over there and you're just changing the cabinetry out, changing the appliances out, that's a different story. But if your contractor is doing things out of order, at that point in time, you're kind of already committed into the process. They're starting to make mistakes. I would quickly step in and make sure that they're doing things in proper order, get an explanation for why they're doing things a certain way, because if they are causing issues, you're going to have a bad product at the end of the entire process. Nobody's going to be happy in that case. So with this particular house, as I mentioned, it is a 3-story house. Essentially, it's a 2 floors. You got a first floor with kitchen, living room, dining room, and then second floor with bedrooms and a bathroom. So the first floor also has a full bathroom. The second floor has a full bathroom, and then there's an attic space that was developed that's going to need some work too. So basically, the house, we're doing everything. So the first step we had to do is order a demolition crew to come in there, take out all the old plaster, any old drywall, remove all old trim, because we're going to start fresh. Because the house is pretty old, so it needs new wiring. We need to make sure that each room has proper heating and cooling ventilation run. So we're going to have an HVAC person come out, an electrician needs to come out. So not until we tear everything out, get a look behind what's hiding behind the walls, where runs are for existing cable, then are we able to upgrade the electrical system, upgrade the HVAC, make sure plumbing is all run properly, there's no leaks, and then start going from there. So to make sure that we have good contractors, I'm actually working with my brother-in-law. He's a general contractor as well as a handyman, so he does his own work. So we're actually partnering on this, which is beneficial to me, and it helps me save some expense. I've noticed initially in hiring the demo crew that prices are much higher than they were a couple of years ago. I've been in the real estate industry for a number of years now. I've been helping clients buy and sell rehab properties, do the BRRRR method where they're buying, rehabbing, refinancing, renting it out. So I've been helping clients with that, and I've kind of looked at the process too. I've helped up some of my out-of-state clients look at these properties, stop in when the contractor is doing work, take a few photos, send it to them so they can say, okay, yeah, this contractor knows what he's doing, or no, they don't know what they're doing. start with a new contractor. So I've got experience with that. I've seen the prices and the costs, and they have gone up. So in terms of this house too, I'm hoping we make a profit on it. But in this video series, I'll look at the whole thing. This is the very first video of this series. I'm going to be working on another video here soon, queued up pretty soon. Basically, I'll show you the video of the walkthrough of the house before we purchased it. I've got some video now after the purchase, now that the demo is going on, just show you what's going on over there. And I will share some of the costs and expenses that we've been going through. And then ultimately, once we sell it, I'll share information on that too. So contractor management is important in this process, this fix and flip process. It's important in any process. You got to manage your contractor when they're doing remodeling, they're doing something in your home. If you're not managing them and they're not exactly the best or professional contractors that you need, chances are something's going to go wrong. You're not going to get the best quality. You're not going to get the best work. You're not going to be happy down the line. You're probably going to have to end up redoing it. So hiring the cheapest contractor is not always the best. That also doesn't mean that hiring the most expensive contractor is going to be the best as well too. You want to hire somebody who's qualified, has a history of doing good work, has good word of mouth reviews, and maybe even has some good online reviews. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you had any issues with horrible contractors? What sort of end result did you see? How did you deal with that process? Drop your comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.